Hey, it's Aaron, Metal Theologian. And just as I expected, I found a couple other Italian records. As soon as I wrapped up the Italian metal series, I found a few more. So we're going to touch on those early on here. This isn't like a full addendum because there are three, basically. We're going to talk about those for a minute, just so I guess it sort of makes sense. And then we'll just talk about a couple things that I've sort of noticed on some records I've been listening to lately. Just some kind of interesting things. This intro isn't exactly the most like captivating thing, but it does kind of fit in with the whole like sort of Italian weirdness. And this is a funny one to overlook because these guys are probably better known than a lot of Italian bands. Hocculta. There's actually a band I remember hearing about in the 80s. Like, there weren't very many Italian bands. I actually said there were no Italian bands I remember hearing about back in the day. This one, though, I do remember coming across the name, you know? And it's good, you know? It's really straight ahead. Doesn't sound American, but doesn't sound as foreign as some of this stuff either, if you know what I mean, too, you know? The guy has a little bit of sort of like a Klaus Meine thing going on in his vocals. And like for this kind of, for metal of this sort of like velocity, you know what I mean? He's definitely like sort of the, you know, the Joey Belladonna school rather than like the, you know, sort of the barking, like Chuck Billy type of vocals or something like that, you know, Tom Araya, so. And you know something, man? If that's how he's dressing, I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know, man. It's funny. It's like the Italian metal just lands differently, man. I mean, I want to say that, like, it's like they didn't quite get it. Because that's so, like, because that outfit looks so new wave. But clearly they did get it, you know? So now it makes me wonder if I'm the one who doesn't fucking get it. Because I look at that and go, yeah, dude, you dress like a fucking new wave guy from the fucking 80s. But then this is his record, you know? So, anyway, I think these guys might have made a record or two more after this one. This is the only one I have. And I'm trying to see a date on this thing. I don't know. It's from Milan, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's a really cool record, though. You know, really accomplished, well played, and that sort of thing. And has a little bit of that eccentricity, but you know, the fact is, if you're looking to get into Italian metal and you're not sure how much of the sort of Italianness you can handle, this might be a good entry point. You know, if you want to jump in with both feet, I still recommend Rollerball because that record's just weird in a way all its own, but in a way that's all its own, but that it could only have come out of Italy, you know? Yeah. This one is pretty unequivocally great, though. It's like listening to this thing, it's not like, oh, it's obviously derivative of this or that, you know what I mean? Or they cop out here or there. Like, everything lines up properly, you know? It's just a really well written and executed record, and really everything's good about him except the fucking name. Hocculta, Warning Games. Like, the more I think about that title, the less sense it makes, you know? Alright. Well, those are original. The other ones are reissues, which are part of why I did. This one is has kind of a Motorheady vibe. This is a reissue on a Nuclear War Now that's not that old, so you could probably still get it. But this is Fingernails. What a cover on that one, right? Yeah, it's funny. This is one of those that for some reason was on my radar for a long time, and never quite turned up as cheap as I wanted it to. So eventually the reissue came out, and I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just end the quest right here, because we'll see. It's 87. Trying to see where they're from. It doesn't say right on the back, but anyway, kind of a Motorheady vibe. Has sort of a cringe title there with Crazy for Blowjobs, although they still go Italian by hyphenating it, which I don't think a native English speaker would do. It's a cool record though, man. It really is. I mean, this is like, if you like Bulldozer, but you want just a little bit more grime and a little more amateurishness, I might also say it's like Bulldozer crossed with Bazooka, but it doesn't quite get to the Bazooka levels as far as just sort of like straight aheadness, you know what I mean? It has a little bit more sort of a weird feel through it, but it definitely has sort of the chug going to it. I think it'd be an overstatement to say this sounds like Motorhead, but it sounds about as influenced by Motorhead as Bulldozer does. So if Bulldozer is up your alley, you probably dig Fingernails as well, too. That is a pretty cool record, man. Yeah, the little hype sticker on here says, it's a raging speed metal monster that should be mentioned alongside early works of Bulldozer, Tank, and Bombarder. I mean, I guess if we're going to put Bombarder at that level, then you should probably mention Fingernails. I'm not really sure if that's like the absolute sort of apex of that kind of style, but you know, if you dig this kind of shit, though, you're going to love this record, so what can I say? Yeah, and then finally, this one, this is another one that I've known about for a long time. It's funny, most of the ones that I remembered were the ones I got more recently, but this one's a reissue, too, in this Boad label. But yeah, this is a Mainframe Collapse by Skitso. And this is definitely the heaviest of the lot. I mean, this one's really, I mean, it's not death metal, but it's sort of, it's just really rough, really sort of a violent sound to it, actually. And as soon as I find the inner here for this record, I'll throw it on for a minute so you can get a little taste. Oh, shit. Yeah, I appreciate how these reissues are done too, because like, I mean, this one has an insert in it, but I don't think there are any bonus tracks on these guys. It's just the original album. They did a nice job sort of reproducing the artwork, but you know, they did their own sort of little thing on them though in each case, so it's not like you could pass these off as originals. You know what I mean? There's no you know, there's no guile in there or any what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it's just not sleazy or something like that. There you see. Definitely rougher. And these guys still don't look very intimidating. I mean, look at this fucking guy right here. Of course, he's the drummer. The drummer's always allowed to look weird, right? Yeah, it's funny because this came out about the same time as the Fingernails one. And this is a lot more sort of, I guess, sort of forward-looking as far as where metal would end up in a couple of years with, you know, when things get more deathy and that sort of thing. But you can't call this death metal either, you know what I mean? This is definitely still in the thrash camp. It's just really rough and really sort of a lot of punch. That's funny because the singing style is harsh and rough enough that like the Italianist doesn't jump out at you right away too, you know? Yeah, in fact, I like this record. I think this is a good record. But if you're gonna go for like Italian stuff, I don't know if this is really the best sort of exemplar of that sort of style or weirdness or Italian flavor or whatever the hell you want to call it. Italian magic, maybe. So, anyway, it's good shit. I actually hadn't played this thing in kind of a while. I sort of remembered it and I was like, fuck man, I should probably listen to that one before I try to talk about it in the video. I was like, man, I forgot how good this record is. Actually, I think when I got this, I was more sort of in the mindset or the headspace where I want to hear a little more like, you know, like Manowar type stuff. You know what I mean? More sort of like epic shit than this. So this might have just been a little bit too rough. It's definitely one that I kind of filed away and forgot about. And, you know, my bad. It's a really fucking good record. So, there we go. Alright, so that really ought to be it for the Italian bands for a little while. Okay, we'll see. There's probably more over there that I'll find. But if I find more, like down the road, I'm probably just going to sort of accept it and move on rather than try to do a little addendum for every single one, you know, because there are probably more French records over there too. So it's funny on the last video, some people in the chat were talking about like what the next country might be that I start featuring, and the fact is it didn't really occur to me. Like the French thing I sort of did because I like the Devil's Records label. And after featuring that label for twice, I figured, well, I have a bunch of other French records. Maybe I should show those too, you know? So I did that. Then I was like, well, if I'm doing a fucking feature on the French shit, I really ought to do a feature on the Italian shit. Because I fucking love the Italian shit. I mean, I love my French metal, but I really have a soft spot for Italy. I mean, obviously, I'm sure that's been on display for these last few videos that I've made here. All right, now this one I'm putting on, this is not Italian. These guys, to the best of my knowledge, are American. But this is a band I'm kind of fascinated by because this is this band, MC Blade. And I'm fascinated by this record because this record sounds like a Jesus metal record. But as far as I can tell, it's not. From Maplewood, New Jersey, that doesn't really tell me anything. There's some thanks tos. They thank people at L'Amour, just like every band from that part of the country. 5-piece band. Really short sword there. It's more like a dagger that guy's holding than a sword, I think, you know? Yeah, now I'm playing this because I want to sort of compare this to another record because I thought I might have discovered another band that is also a secular band but has that Jesus metal vibe. But I don't think it's the whole band. I think it's just the singer. So we're gonna throw that out there in a minute, and you can tell me if you think if you think I'm right or full of shit. But we're gonna establish the mood here with this long ass intro. Yeah, let's see what else I've been listening to lately. Actually, speaking of rough stuff, this is a record I'm finally starting to appreciate, man. Fucking Vaughn's Satanic Blood. It's funny, I actually had that Satanic Blood Angel record, like the Die Hard edition with like the back patch and shit. I hate all that shit, so I sold it and just got like a plain old regular record. And I think I got like a rare 45 or something with the money I got for the record, because people look for that shit, but... Putting my money where my mouth is I always talk about how I don't like bonus tracks and all that extra shit in there that sort of gets in the way. This is really all I wanted. So, very rough record. Not an easy listen, this one. And you can definitely hear how... I want to stop short of saying they're influential because I don't think anyone heard of them before, really before Yosuke from Nuclear War Now started hyping them. But, yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's really sort of weird. It's heavy in a really weird way. Which I think is more to do with the budget than anything else. Alright, listen to this. Doesn't this sound like Jesus metal? There's something about the way it's sort of big. Maybe it's like the keyboard sound. Something about the urgency in the vocals, you know what I mean? And I swear this is a secular record. I have no reason to believe that this is a Christian record if they intended it to be such. So, yeah. Alright, so anyway, we've sort of set the tone with that one now, okay? So I want to give you a minute of MC Blade to sort of get you sort of in the headspace of closet Jesus metal bands. Gotta love these labels too, man. Guy holding the dagger again there. Alright, so there's this band here that I've been listening to a few times lately called Strikemaster. Good and Ready. It's a 3-piece band from New Zealand, of all places. Wellington. Well, no, the label's in Wellington. J-Rem. So, I'm afraid this is recorded live, this whole thing. So, like there's an insert where it talks about it. It's like, yeah, basically for budget reasons, they just put a live recording out for the first record. I guess they're on some comp, and they're like, their first real studio record is coming soon. And as far as I know, it never did. I'm going to bump this to the second song here just for grins. Actually, you can hear it right there. This is still the first song. You hear the urgency in the singer? It sounds like he's really delivering the message. He's a good singer too. This isn't like this isn't like a sort of a backhanded like shitting on the singer, you know. And a lot of these Christian bands have really good singers too. I mean, shit, you know. And some of the ones that don't have the strongest singers, like Messiah, Final Warning, still put out some of the best records. So.
This one's called Standing Alone. This is a song about a man who has a bad nightmare.
Here's the record. If you've been watching this channel, you know why I couldn't pass on this fucking thing when I saw it, right? I mean, a record cover like this is exactly the sort of thing that I'm just like, yeah, I need to fucking hear that shit, man. So I think the singing style, he kind of reminds me of Phil Lynott too, from Thin Lizzy, you know? So I definitely think there's that there. I don't know if that was something he cultivated or just sort of something that he was born with, you know what I mean? But the delivery, again, this doesn't sound particularly Jesus metal as far as the vibe goes, you know? It's really kind of a straight ahead sort of hard rock, you know? Listen to that singing, man. Sounds like a Jesus metal singer, man. So I'm going to solicit comments. I don't normally like to be like, I feel like it's a little self-aggrandizing or whatever, but if you think I'm completely full of shit and he just sounds like a singer, good or bad, I don't care what you think, you know, then let me know. But I kind of feel like he put this guy in front of like Barren Cross or a band like that, I think he would fit right in, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I like the record though. Here, I'll show that insert too, because it's kind of cool. It's all like yellowed with age. You can like see through it and shit too. Like the JREM Records logo at the top. Yeah, man, you gotta love these like little like press releases. Yeah, actually, the only thing I don't like about this record is that it says to call this album heavy metal would be inaccurate. Inaccurate is spelled wrong, by the way. It is a ragey rock album. Maybe that's a Kiwi thing, but a ragey rock album, I assume. It also includes 2 blues-type songs combining to make a great party album. Dude, just own the fucking metal thing, man. It's okay. You know? If you really feel the need to like show that you can like do different shit, just stick that on your album. That's fine. But don't like turn around then and tell me it's not a metal band, you know? It's like, fuck you. I'm going to follow you in metal for sure now. I was already going to. I just like Motorhead, you know what I mean? Because Lemmy was like, oh, we're just a rock and roll band. It's like, okay, guess what, motherfucker? You're getting filed into metal here. Permanently. That settles it, you know? Anyway. Cool record, kind of an unusual one. And then after this one, like I said, there's some funny things that I noticed. We're gonna be going back to Italy for a minute. I'll just fucking tell you right now, because the Scanners record. But this is different now. This isn't gonna be like an extension of the whole like Italy fucking rules narrative that I've been on for the last like, you know, a few videos. The last hour and a half of my time on this fucking channel, I guess, whatever it is, whatever it adds up to. No, here's the thing: is this record sort of, you wear some of these bands wear their influences on their sleeve, right? And there's a particular song on this one where I was like, "What the fuck does that sound like?" And then I think I put my finger on it. So same deal. I want to see if you agree here. This fourth song on Lotto 1. She's Like a Boy. What a title. I think that's the right one. Alright, just check this out and tell me what it sounds like. Well, I didn't drop that quite right, so let's let it run for a minute. And what the hell, man? We'll show this again. Pictures of War. I think I do like this more than the first Scanners record. It has a little more personality. Not a fan of the toilet flushing. It's like, you don't need to be jokey, dude. It's like, we all use the fucking toilet. Well, there they are. These guys are less awkward looking than a lot of Italian bands, too. Alright, now listen to this. What does this sound like? These guys are from Milan, too. This sounds like 80s Blue Oyster Cult, doesn't it? This right here, this almost sounds like the Marshall Plan off Cultosaurus erectus. Right there too, like the key that the verse starts in. I probably heard this like half a dozen times before I put my finger on it, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Total 80s Blue Oyster Cult, isn't it? I'm never gonna shit on a band for wearing their influences on their sleeves, man. But sometimes the smile's a little bit wider than others, and this one's definitely a pretty wide smile. The backing vocals might be a little bit much, but this is totally, this could have been on Club Ninja, man. This would have been a good song on Club Ninja. And I don't hate Club Ninja, by the way. It's probably their worst album. No, Mirrors is their worst album. But, this song would have been right at home on Club Ninja. And I'll bet you could have passed it off on, like, Revolution by Night or Cultosaurus erectus, too. Alright, so the last one... I got a cop to this here. This last one I'm stealing from Alan over at Let's Talk Metal. Because somehow I was talking about like something sounding like something else. God, I don't remember what the fucking song it was. Because they were like, we were talking about UFO, or like things that sounded like UFO. Okay? And I said Power of the Trident by Trident. Because the intro on that totally sounds like it. In fact, fuck it, I think it's right here. I'm just going to play that real quick. I gotta get fascinated by this kind of shit. Because, like, there's so much shit that, It's one thing when you hear an influence on a record, you know what I mean? But it's like when you hear it over and over on different bands... And they're kind of pulling it off differently, but frankly, they're all doing kind of a decent job of it. You know? And I can't get too mad. All right, so here's the Trident 45, signed by the band. And it's not the A side with Destiny, which is probably the better song, but listen to this intro here, okay? This is Power of the Trident. The song's on a comp to, It's Unheard Of, I'm pretty sure, is it? This is more sort of a feel one than like the actual like note for note. But this totally reminds me of the intro to Dr. Doctor. still a really cool record, man. Yeah, at the end of this phrase, I expect to hear Michael Schenker coming in. We're going down, down, then the actual riff sounds different. It's its own song, you know? And it's really good. Trident is great. Definitely sort of an unsung sort of new wave of British heavy metal band. But the one that Alan pointed out to me is fucking Ashes to Ashes by Limelight. Which is, you know, not one of the greatest bands of the era. They got an LP out on Mausoleum. When did this come out? Way too late, I'm sure. I don't see it. I can never find the fucking date when I want to make a point. Anyway, you know, it's I don't think that Limelight was really sort of the quintessence of the new album, but you know, they were good. It's a good record too, Ashes to Ashes. I mean, I think I paid like $8 for this thing when I found it at Rasputin's in Berkeley, and I've never regretted it. It's a cool record. But this fucking song, this sounds like fucking Dr. Doctor. And I hadn't played this thing in years, and Alan was like, dude, you ever know so much Ashes to Ashes? You can sing it to it, you know? Doctor, doctor, please, don't you know I'm going mad? 100%. Fuck it, I totally didn't know this. And then Alan said that, I was like, oh my god. This is the most blatant thing ever. But I'm here for it though, man. Again, no shade at these guys, man. If you're gonna rip somebody off, rip off a really good song by a really good band, you know? Shit. I remember when I was in school, maybe in like 7th or 8th grade or something like that, in music class, I don't even know what the context for this was, but there was something where they were asking like one of the Beatles, it might have been Paul McCartney, about like how, and he was like basically saying, oh yeah, well, if you're gonna write a song, you know, you might want to start by like ripping something off and like working it into your own thing, you know? So like you might take a song like Please Mr. Postman and start out with Sorry Mr. Milkman, which I still think is funny. If you're watching this channel, I expect you to know Please Mr. Postman. Anyway, so that's it. We got some Italian stuff. We got some shit that sounds like shit that it might not quite have intended. They might not quite have intended to sound like. I don't know if Strikemaster intended to sound like Jesus metal or MC Blade. I don't know that Limelight really wanted to sound like UFO, or that Trident was really trying to sound like UFO. But just goes to show how that sort of creeps into your brain and sort of influences what you do. Here, since I have the 45s here. I'll just play this one for a minute, man. Fucking Eastern Lady by Snatchback. I was going to play this one earlier anyhow. So right here, can listen to it together with my fellow metal fans who are all tuned in and watching. Or not, that's okay, we can still be friends. I love that drum groove at the beginning of this. Speaking of singers who aren't like phenomenal singers, but are doing great with what they've got, great example of it. Yeah, I really have a certain amount of admiration for singers like this too, you know? I don't know that he could have gotten into his fucking community choir with a voice like this, but it sounds great on the record. You know what I mean? Like he's working with what he's got and he's making it work, and it brings the fucking song together. You know? Seems so dated to have a song like this now too, doesn't it? Like you wouldn't see a band from like 2005 with a song called Eastern Lady, you know, that would seem kind of distasteful, you know? In fact, I wonder if anyone's gotten away with that really more recently than David Bowie when he did China Girl on Let's Dance in 82 or 83. I think it came out in 83, I'm not sure. And I know the song is older. It was on that Iggy Pop record, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Bowie who wrote it, so. Just so we know, I know the canon here, you know. All right. That's what you've got for today, man. There's a few little interesting curios. And as always, man, I appreciate you watching and bearing with me while I fucking wax poetic over these fucking Italian bands that I'm so obsessed with. And New Wave British Heavy Metal 45. So I'm obsessed with too. So, all right. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon. Take care.